Hey everybody, welcome to Reading the Bible to Cats. And this is kind of an art shot. We don't have a full kitty here, we just have the arm, or better known as the paw. But I guess we could kind of see his face, but it's kind of difficult to get the full face. So here we have it, a beautiful paw. I have to move this cord here though. It's disturbing the view. Oh, okay, how about that? Isn't it delightful? Okay, so we're going to read Deuteronomy 31 as we just observe this very lovely paw that belongs to Guster. Okay, Deuteronomy 31. Okay, well, now we have his head. There we go. We have some of his face there. Okay. Well, well, he'll listen and we'll just read. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to read. Guster, Guster, Gussie, Guster, Gussie. Here. Where'd his face go? Oh, sorry everyone, I can't seem to film. Oh, there we go. Well, okay, get yourself some tea or something and figure this out. All right, well, whatever. Let's now just read Deuteronomy 31. Then Moses went out and spoke these words to all Israel. I am now 120 years old, and I am no longer able to lead you. The Lord has said to me, you shall not cross the Jordan. The Lord your God himself will cross over ahead of you. Sorry everyone. Take two. Guster is distracting me because I can't seem to get a good shot of him and a good angle. Anyway, we'll just read. Apologies in advance. Okay. So take two, verse 2. I'm now 120 years old, and I'm no longer able to lead you. The Lord has said to me, you shall not cross the Jordan. The Lord your God himself will cross over ahead of you. He will destroy these nations before you, and you will take possession of their land. Joshua also will cross over ahead of you, as the Lord said, and the Lord will do to them what he did to Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorites, whom he destroyed along with their land. The Lord will deliver them to you, and you must do to them all that I have commanded you. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Then Moses summoned Joshua and said to him in the presence of all Israel, be strong and courageous, for you must go with this people into the land that the Lord swore to their ancestors to give them, and you must divide it among them as an inheritance. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. So Moses wrote down this law and gave it to the Levitical priests who carried the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord, and to all the elders of Israel. Then Moses commanded them, at the end of every 7 years, in the year for canceling debts, during the festival of tabernacles, when all Israel comes to appear before the Lord your God at the place he will choose, you shall read this law before them in their hearing. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the foreigners residing in your towns, so they can listen and learn to fear the Lord your God and follow carefully all the words of this law. Their children who do not know this law must hear it and learn to fear the Lord your God as long as you live in the land you are crossing the Jordan to possess. The Lord said to Moses, now the day of your death is near. Call Joshua and present yourselves at the tent of meeting, where I will commission him. So Moses and Joshua came and presented themselves at the tent of meeting. Then the Lord appeared at the tent in a pillar of cloud, and the cloud stood over the entrance to the tent. And the Lord said to Moses, you are going to rest with your ancestors, and these people will soon prostitute themselves to the foreign gods of the land they are entering. They will forsake me and break the covenant I made with them. And in that day, I will become angry with them and forsake them. I will hide my face from them, and they will be destroyed. Many disasters and calamities will come on them. And in that day, they will ask, have not these disasters come on us because our God is not with us? And I will certainly hide my face in that day because of all their wickedness in turning to other gods. Now write down this song and teach it to the Israelites and have them sing it so that it may be a witness for me against them. When I have brought them into the land flowing with milk and honey, the land I promised on oath to their ancestors, and when they eat their fill and thrive, they will turn to other gods and worship them, rejecting me and breaking my covenant. And when many disasters and calamities come on them, this song will testify against them because it will not be forgotten by their descendants. I know what they are disposed to do even before I bring them into the land I promised them on oath. So Moses wrote down this song that day and taught it to the Israelites. The Lord gave this command to Joshua, son of Nun, be strong and courageous, for you will bring the Israelites into the land I promised them on oath, and I myself will be with you. After Moses finished writing in a book the words of this law from beginning to end, he gave this command to the Levites who carried the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord. Take this book of the law and place it beside the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord your God. There it will remain as a witness against you. For I know how rebellious and stiff-necked you are. If you have been rebellious against the Lord while I am still alive and with you, how much more will you rebel after I die? Assemble before me all the elders of your tribes and all your officials so that I can speak these words in their hearing and call the heavens and the earth to testify against them. For I know that after my death you are sure to become utterly corrupt and to turn from the way I have commanded you. In days to come, disaster will fall on you because you will do evil in the sight of the Lord and arouse his anger by what your hands have made. And Moses recited the words of this song from beginning to end in the hearing of the whole assembly of Israel. and there's it is I who is speaking now, not the Bible, but there's like a punctuation mark, a colon, and so I guess Deuteronomy 31 kind of cuts off. So I guess Deuteronomy 32 would then be the song. So when we read Deuteronomy 32, we'll hear the song. So we'll read the song next time. But yeah, so Moses was 120, and that's old. It's like, and God literally said, "Okay, it's time for you're gonna die," but he didn't. I mean, he said you're gonna rest now with your ancestors. Um, and yeah, God was like, they're gonna go ahead after those other gods once I take them into the land, and they are thriving. Um, and the other gods were pretty awful, because they ended up, I believe, we'll read this, sacrificing their children to Molech, I believe, in the fire. Oh, lots of bad things happened. And so Joshua was commissioned. And then the Lord appeared at the tent in the pillar and cloud, yeah. And the cloud stood over the entrance to the tent, and the Lord said to Moses, "You are going to rest with your ancestors, and these people will soon prostitute themselves to the foreign gods of the land they are entering. They will forsake me and break the covenant I made with them." Um, yeah, and then there's a song which we'll read about, which testifies against them, but will never be forgotten. Well, obviously, it's not forgotten because it's recorded in the Bible. Um, and then verse 21, and when many disasters and calamities come on them, this song will testify against them because it will not be forgotten by their descendants. Yep. And we will soon read that song. Yeah. And so the Lord gave this command to Joshua, son of Nun, be strong and courageous, for you will bring the Israelites into the land I promised them on oath, and I myself will be with you. And then he promises never to. Well, where was that song about? I mean, that promise about I will never leave you nor forsake you. Um. Okay, then Moses summoned Joshua. I like this. Then Moses summoned, verse 7. Then Moses summoned Joshua and said to him in the presence of all Israel, be strong and courageous, for you must go with his people into the land that the Lord swore to their ancestors to give them, and you must divide it among them as their inheritance. So that was Joshua's task to do that. And then verse 8, the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. So that was to Joshua, the promise that God will never leave you nor forsake you. And I say that's for us too. I know the New Testament picks that promise. Let me see if I can find it in the New Testament now. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Okay, I think it's Hebrews 13. Wait. Yeah, Hebrews 13:5. It picks this promise up. Yeah, Hebrews 13:5. Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, well, anyway, so that's a promise. And it's a promise that, the New Testament picks up from what we just read in Deuteronomy, that when we and I'm really talking to myself here because I just sometimes look for security and, financial security. Um, I don't think there's anything wrong with planning and trying to be smart about money. But if that's what you're banking, no pun intended, if that's what you're banking your security on, no pun intended, then, it's a boo boo because I need to trust in God for my security because He promises never to leave me nor forsake me. Well, that's a good one. I hope that you all take that to heart too. That the promise is that He will never leave you nor forsake you. I wanted to share, even though I don't really share my identity on YouTube, and I just started the channel like that because I want to keep it, sustainable and practical, and like just pointing the camera at the cats and then reading the Bible is very simple. But if I were to be in front of the camera and then, I mean, there'd just be a lot of pressure, and then I'd worry about how I look and what, I might have bedhead, or I might be wanting to recline and relax and not, and also it's just kind of vulnerable to be in front of the camera. Anyway, I'm talking about identity and like, um, anyway, right now it's not something I want to do, is like reveal my identity on here. I'm sure a lot of you, because a lot of you are my people I know and friends, so you know who I am. But anyway, but I was just thinking about identity, and um, especially as somebody who's Jewish in this time, and um, kind of taking a stand and being who you are, and being not and I don't want to be afraid of who I am. Um, it's just a weird thing to, you know, I've never really encountered anti-Semitism like this, and it's just weird to have my identity assaulted like that. So, all that to say, I'm going to show you what I bought that I can. Oh, and Guster wants to play with it. No, you cannot. This is not for you. No. See, where's the? No, he thinks. Hold on. He's gonna. It's a necklace, and he thinks it's like a toy. But let's see if I can share it. Where's the camera? Oh, see it. It's thinks it's a toy. It's the Star of David with a cross. That's not actually. That's not a good. I can't. I can't. Hold on. Did you want to wear this, Guster? There. That's terrible. You're seeing like the mess on my. Okay, here. Let's move over here. Yeah, there we go. Obviously, I'm not adept with a lovely piece of Guster's fur. Anyway, he's playing with it. Oh, he's gonna put it on. Oh, are you claiming your identity too? Excuse me. Uh-oh, he's chewing it. No, Gussie. It's probably a really bad idea. Anyway, it would look good against. Do you want to wear it? Did you want to wear this? Anyway, so yeah, so I'm gonna wear it and be proud of my Jewish identity and my Jesus identity, because that is who I am. And yeah, I thought I would share that. All right. Oh, I'm supposed to pray. I knew I was forgetting something. Boy, I was rambling today. Lord, thank you for the promise. Sorry, I'm looking at Henry staring at me and wondering what's going on. Anyway, Lord, thank you for the promise that you promised never to leave us nor forsake us. and that we can put our trust in you and not in money, silver and gold, and financial stability and politics, or what's going on in the world, our country. I mean, we it's just you, that we can put our trust in you, and you promise never to leave us nor forsake us. Um, just strengthen and embolden people to um, feel strong in who they are, who you've made them to be. Um, and your your creation is so diverse, and people from every tribe, nation, and tongue will make up heaven. I mean, there will be people from every nation, every tribe, every tongue who will worship you, and who already worship you. So I thank you for that, Lord. I pray for the hostages to be released, and for you to help them to feel these prayers that go out for them, and to feel your presence. And I pray for the peace of Jerusalem, the peace of Israel, for my country, and for the Jewish people here who are struggling with the anti Semitism that's all around suddenly. Pray that you comfort them. Pray all these things. And I pray for my YouTube friends, that wherever they are, in whatever country. Oh, and I want to pray for the Iranian Christians, because I understand there's such a revival going on there. So I pray you strengthen and bless them, Lord. And pray all these things in Jesus' name, amen. All right, everybody, bye.